Let's get to recording here. We're gonna be underway. See, we got everyone. Let's make sure. Sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. It's impossible. Alright. Are we good to go? Everything looks good? All the players around? Stop the music. Start recording. And let's get this on. This is our first look at both these teams, Simplify Purple and Spartan Trionda. I gotta pull out the accent for that. I ain't ready for it. But it's our first look at both these teams. I know they're eager to get the season underway. And Simplify Purple in blue, Spartan Trionda in orange. And this is Rivalry Tier 4 of the 3v3 circuit. And we are still scoreless, but a lot of Rocket League left to play. Haven't even eclipsed a minute. And Caleb is afraid of that net. He hits it too high. Why? But he's a little eager as both teams gearing into this. And you gotta give a little leeway. You know, first game is kind of a warm-up. You're kind of downloading each other, getting a sense of how to play, what pace to play at. But we are deadlocked so far. And what rank is Tier 4? I'm unfamiliar with the league. Alright, thank you, Simplify. I honestly just defer to anybody in chat, because they do take various ranks. It's like 75% of whatever mode you're playing in, and then plus 25% of the other. So I basically say it's your 3's rank plus your 2's rank plus the day of the week plus $5 minus 6, and that's pretty much how you get it. What is up, Chaotic? And we still don't have a score, as Spartan trying to apply the pressure. They're doing a good job at that, but they just can't break through that defense. And now Sleeptastic back, taken to the air, causing 2 to commit. And Caleb gonna shoot it low. He's there on the save. And Sensi back to squeeze. But we finally get a demo as well, and that can certainly help open up things. But this defense from Simplify Purple really locking down. However, it's gonna be a question, can they turn defense to offense? And more pressure usually wins out, but not always. Depends on how that pressure is applied. Let's squeeze down. March cutting off. And gonna continue on. He might have a chance. It's open. And Sleeptastic is there. And March with the assist. Continuing on with that long, ugly car. But Spartan Trionda strike first. They get our first goal of the series. And Simplify Purple, maybe they have a quick response. You see that sometimes. You know, neither team scores for a while. But Squeeze getting back. He almost gets scored on. And kind of surprising how quick that pressure came. But still a 1-score difference. Sensi can do some magic here, but Caleb is on defense. And he's going to get another touch. Pops it high. But March a little bit awkward. That's a double commit, but a shot comes through. And Caleb kind of bailing out the team, coming through with that shot. Pinpoint, because if not, he's left on defense by his lonesome. But Spartan up by 2 as Simplify Purple trying to get on the board and certainly stop this offensive attack. But still in their own half, and March almost gets the dunk. I made a custom logo because Sleepy said he didn't have a logo, so this is my doing, as bad as it is, but it's something. So they get 3 sombreros. That is what they get. Yes, the triple Mexican hats. You don't have a logo? Well, you're getting something. I'm sure Sleepy will massively judge it because he's our artist. But it is ironic that they don't have a logo and I gotta create one for them. But hopefully they like it. Alright, so game 2, Forbidden Temple. Sleepy Soul. Oh no. Well, you're not underage, right? So it's fine. I hope. Alright, let me double check. We're on Forbidden Temple, game 2. I'm not getting distracted. But game 2, we're gonna see if Simplify Purple bounce back. And a lot of eyes gonna be on them, how they respond. And we love joining and then leaving. But we're good now. Now we're situated. And game number 2, Forbidden Temple. What's in store? Squeeze. Challenging. That's an unfortunate touch from Caleb. Apparently Dev continuing the pressure and gets boost, and he'll be able to continue pressure even further. But Squeeze putting a shot, and Simplify Purple having a little trouble on the offensive end, and we haven't seen many demos as well. You wonder if that will start to come through, kind of shake things up. Spartan Trionda kind of complacent and comfortable as they're applying some more pressure. Squeeze, what a touch, keeping it to the side. Dev low on boost, but that's good clear as Squeeze gonna track it down. And off the backboard, March has it covered, and Dev goes high. Can March get it? He can't. That ran out of room. That's Sensi, enough of a touch, and Dev quick follow. But can they put something on the board here? Sleep gets an initial touch. Squeeze trying to cut through, but that's gonna fall through, and you know, little pressure goes a long way. Sensi able to follow right quickly, even though low boost, but that is underrated. You don't always need boost, but sometimes you need to fill the spot, and that's exactly what he did. As Simplify Purple get their first goal, and first goal of this game as well. And can they build upon it? There's nothing like some momentum or a lead, really. A lot of teams play different depending on if they are in the lead or not. And now we're gonna get to see them in action up by 1. Trying to get a pop, bumping around. I love the Little chippy play. And more bumps, but you can see Spartan kind of composed, taking those 50s, staying their ground as they're applying the pressure. Does that just fall in? And that's a touch, but this is a shot, and that's a low and kind of bailout for Simplify Purple. Low shot, easily saved. That squeeze floating around, maybe hoping for another chance. But big 50 from Dev, taking 2 out. And squeeze, what a pass! Sensi right there, and that's the cohesion you like to see. Squeeze being chased and avoiding, and then right into a great pass to the midfield as Simplify Purple up by 2. And do we see kind of a mirror of game 1 from what we saw of Spartan? So if you missed game 1, Spartan Trionda, I believe they won by 2-0, and pretty solid defense, but a lot of offense, pressure wise. But now we're seeing similar things on the other side. And we also mentioned sometimes that first game, you know, teams play different. They got to get into the match. And thank you so much for the follow, Barcelona kid. Welcome in. And there's a shot and score. Marchosius. But March for short. A lot easier. I don't know. Barcelona came in and Spartan scored. They're going to need more support, and that one almost falls through. But Stanky says, stay locked. And absolutely, if you're not careful, he had the lead for a while, but he can't get complacent. You start to lose focus. And then the other team comes through, but Sensi. And Sensi has all 3 goals. Definitely coming alive in this one. And look at that support. Thank you. Although P. Diddy, really? You couldn't pick any other name? Come on now. And he's got that hat trick. Good point, Driggsy. As Simplify Purple up by 2. They have definitely made the most of their offensive opportunities. And with Spartan, you gotta wonder, how do you turn this around? I mean, this wasn't a problem game 1, but now you're trying to figure out what can we do to get back to game 1. 10 seconds for a little momentum in either direction. And that might be an open net. Sleep gets the bump and at least not gonna let another goal fall through. But that means we are tied up on the series. And anything goes, really. You got me on which way it will swing, but that's why this game 3 gonna be pivotal. I always gotta double check that I changed the map. Alright, DFH Stadium 10th anniversary coming up next. Damn, Sensi just wants everyone to observe his 3 for 3 shooting. But game 3 is here. Who breaks away goes up to series point. And as we've seen in the series, whoever scores first definitely has an advantage. But scoring has not been easy to come by to start a match. Both these teams tend to be deadlocked for quite some time. I mean, game 1, would we go at least 3 minutes without a score? March. I can't get it past Sensi, who has that backboard covered. Although Caleb has to keep it close, and what a demo, but it kind of backfires. A little team bump action. And that net, I believe, was cleared. That was a good demo as well. But Caleb get good beat. And March almost has that chance. But we're seeing some interesting action here. Chances for both teams so far, and expected to get a little more chippy as well. March to the air. Does he keep it close? Trying for the 50, and smart though from him to keep it close. Not trying to give up possession, and that is super key. Was Caleb trying to track that down. It's high up. March gets beat. Dev has a backboard and he clips it. Apparently Dev showing up, showing out. And look at that angle. And Dev's been a little bit quiet, but certainly showed up in a big way on that one. As Simplified Purple up by 1 and a little bit too wide. Spartan trying to tie it up. Squeeze in a rough spot, but he's got backup. Caleb 50 in. Anybody there? March a little bit awkward. And that's going to drop down. And see more pressure coming out from the corner. March off the backboard. Caleb, a slight touch, but low shot. And that's definitely what's plagued Spartan Trionda. Their shots a little bit low. And that one's going to hit the crossbar. Almost a devastating shot. Squeeze. Shoots it down. And that's on target, but March clearing it out. Caleb. A slight touch. A sleep-tastic. Applying no pressure, but Sensi moving it down, and now Caleb has to adjust. A little bit awkward as March using that long car, but that's a shot on target, and Caleb not ready. Some bumping action possibly in the backfield. He just wasn't ready for that. And Simplified Purple up by 2. And that is a pinpoint shot from Caleb, almost through. But we're not seeing a lot of demos from Spartan Trionda. That's certainly preventing more shots getting through. That defense certainly solid from Simplified Purple. No joke there, and they are locking it down. But Sensi, as Sleeptastic gets initial touch, continuing on, trying to use everything to midfield, and they're sending the house. But is the counter coming? Caleb, initial touch. March keeping it to the side. And he's got another to Sleeptastic, who's clearing it down, but Squeeze has that all day. And avoiding the bump as well. We saw that fly through, and what a pass, but rips it. But that one's going to be taken care of from Dev. It was going to the ceiling, just threatening. March. And continue on. And also, these double commits from Spartan on offense. They're a little bit off on the rotations, on the positioning. We've seen it a few times. But definitely have their hands full with what Spartan, or Simplify Purple are doing. Excuse me. They both begin with S, alright? Words are hard. But 5 seconds left. And Simplify Purple locked down another solid game. And look at Sensi. Simplify Purple. Now, series point. And do or die for Spartan Trionda. But once again, not like a crazy amount of pressure, but efficiency. That's what you're seeing out of Simplify Purple. So yeah, game 4, we are going to Sovereign Heights. What's up, Zorath on YouTube? How you doing tonight? But here we go. Game 4 is underway. Simplify Purple trying to close out the series. They've had some good momentum after the defeat of game 1. So 1-2 straight. And really feeling it. And that is a shot, but Sleeptastic there on the save. Meanwhile, on the other side, Spartan Trionda, they are trying to build some momentum back. And there's some shots coming through. But as we noted, can't afford any more losses now. They're trying to bring it. Game 5. Do they bring it to Champions Field? And Sleeptastic, the 50. But again, can't break through that defense. And Sleeptastic from the midfield, bouncing around. And big 50 and showing a little more speed. And that is a shot on target, a little miscue from Simplify Purple. And Caleb happy to get an open net, happy to oblige, happy to put his team up by 1. And certainly happy to be in the lead again to start game 4. But we have to see if that theory continues. Whoever scores first goes on to win the game. I believe that's what we're currently looking at. Sleeptastic, a little bit awkward, but that's going to be wide. Caleb trying to bring it up to the side. And met with some resistance. And bumping wide. Now Sleep going to track this down. Goes for the pinch. As Sensi gets a touch. March coming right back. But that's in front of net. Although no danger immediately. And we're seeing a few mistakes from Simplify Purple. And could really put them in a bad spot if they're not careful. But squeeze by 1. Another 50 as well. Hanging around. And what a pinch. That's flying by. Is that a shot on target? It almost is. Bouncing around a crazy touch. Would have been even crazier if it resulted in a goal. But that's a good pass. Squeeze is there. And that extra effort. Apparently Dev using that flip. And March not having enough boost. But like we said, great effort on that pass. using that flip momentum. But we are tied 1 apiece as we get past halftime. Now nerves gotta be kicking in. And that's a 50. Caleb, a little bit awkward, but he does get bumped into boost. Little March in a tough spot, but that's gonna be easily taken care of, and gets a nice pop as well. Do they have the numbers? But again, we see Caleb and March kind of tied up, not playing in their spots. So many demos to keep track of, I can't even tell you. I think 1 for 1, but there's another 1 for 1. Beautiful stuff. We love to see it. But Sensi does get a touch, and he's going to be tested again. But 50 not coming out, just a pinch. But they're knocking on the door, and March comes flying through. March does show some speed at times in the air, and that was the bat call, as you can see. The bat signal. But do we have a kickoff goal? Not initially, and almost a shot coming through. But up by 1, Spartan Trionda. Although, is that going all the way? And March just enough to clear it, but I don't think it was going in. Although, that would have been devastating. Seeing such a long goal roll in, and you can't do anything about it. Apparently, Dev. And now Sensi, he doesn't have the momentum to carry on or the boost. That team pinch going at mid. A lot of tactical fakes. 20 seconds. Lumen, is that on? It is. Sensi though steals it. And how unfortunate. Spartan Trionda give up a goal. 19 seconds left. And hold the phone. Are we going to OT, or do we see some more magic come through? But that's given up to Caleb. And March met with a little resistance. What a shot. But squeeze there on defense, and smart to have someone back. Especially how this game has gone. But OT, where does it reside? Simplify Purple. Do they steal this game? Because they were down for a good bit of it. Or does Spartan Trionda triumph and bring it to game 5? So a lot of storylines on display, but we'll only have one. Not sleep hanging, and he actually gets a touch there, but Dev gonna scoop that up, and Caleb in a rough spot if he gets bumped, and no shot coming from Simplified Purple. They weren't expecting it to be clear, but what a touch from March. That is not an easy touch to make. You're downfield, kind of awkward, but continue on, turns, and strong enough. And Spartan Trionda bring it to game 5. But what a game. What a series. And yeah, just back and forth. Although, I will say, whoever scores first, gonna be interesting in game 5. We're not getting distracted. This is the most important part of our job. Champions Field. We did it. We're double checking. We're good. Yeehaw! Wow. Alright. Little shenanigans, but we're good. We're ready. Game 5 is here. Now you kind of forget everything because it comes down to one, and March, he's continuing that momentum from the OT. Someone tell him it's game 5. I guess that he doesn't need to be told because Spartan trying to waste a little time to score first, but still so early, so much time left. And does Simplify Purple have a response? Sensi, big 50 off the backboard, Sleep in a tough spot, but that's gonna go wide. Squeeze, dropping it down. There's some opportunities here. Spartan Trionda a little bit awkward on defense, but somehow they bring it to the other side and a little bit of space. Although Dev to squeeze, we're seeing some passing play, beautifully executed. Everyone on the team getting a touch, and just sound magnificent to see. Nice team play. There's nothing like it, and that's a way to tie it up. We are tied 1 apiece, and are we surprised based on how this series has gone? But Sleep gonna blast it. It's a little bit high, but that one chips and it's almost in, bouncing out. What a rocket of a touch. But Caleb, that one's gonna fall down, and big 50, but no one there. And a little bit of a tough spot for Spartan. They gotta recover, but all madness ensuing. Some bumps happening. Tough to read, especially when you're on defense. But Sleep gets enough of a touch, using that favorable bounce, and add in a 50 as well. But Caleb dropping it down, and Dev has the midfield. And just waiting. They're waiting in their spots. And gotta be careful dropping it down in front of your net. And this is why possession is so important, especially on defense. Not to let those shots come through from the mid or the side. Those are where the most amount of shots are gonna fall through. And yes, I understand. That's where shots come through, but you could have mechanical solo plays or over the top. But Caleb, and poor shooting for Spartan. They're having a few shots, just gonna be wide, but waiting there, squeezes there, and bumping, and somehow credited. Are you kidding me? And you see, as soon as that backboard touch, no one home for Spartan, you gotta figure it's gonna be a problem unless it's immediately addressed. But what a play. Simplify Purple up by 1, and now Spartan Trionda, they gotta tie it up, but no easy feat when Sensi puts it on, and the same problem there, giving it up, and shot comes out of the corner. So you give those opportunities, you're probably gonna pay. And Simplify Purple up by 2 with 2 minutes to go, and that is a somewhat big hill to climb for Spartan, and harder to score in threes especially. So you know they need to score somewhat quickly. There's a demo. March, keep it, corner. And they're pressing, but again, hard to crack through. Although March, good control, almost gets it by and gets a bump. Caleb going for it, but Dev, he can't get a touch there. Sensi moving it down. Squeeze gonna turn on this, popping it high. That should give some time for everyone to get in their spots. But March tracking it down. There's 2 in the corner. This could be an opportunity, but squeeze on defense. Crucial touch. 1 minute to go. And Caleb trying to collect. Caleb continuing on. March can't quite get the angle, and tough angle. But in front of net, Caleb trying to score. They need one, but that one's not going to do it. And Dev, does he have a little more magic? He's got those doubles in the bag. And Dev putting a heck of a shot on again. And I don't know, Sensi MVP, but Dev sure comes up with those clips. And that said, yeah, who bet the 1K? But certainly, you gotta give credit to Simplify Purple. Came alive, especially when needed, and especially in this game 5. And applying more pressure, making the most of their opportunities. And so that is going to do it for this one. Simplify Purple take the victory. And yeah, give them credit. They played a heck of a series. Both teams did, bringing it to game 5, of course. And gotta shout out, yeah, both teams, supporters of both teams. Thank you so much for being in chat or just watching. It means a lot. But if you voted Simplify Purple, you are correct. But I don't think anyone did. But that's okay. Congrats to Simplify Purple, though. What's that decal? It's RLCS decal. Are we still getting drops, though? Damn, didn't see it. You guys missed out on 1,000 channel points, man. It's prime currency. But yeah, we'll do our final tally. Thank you, Simplify Purple, for allowing us to cast, as well as Spartan Trionda. Thank you guys for putting on quite a display. Damn, I got 22K. Wow. GG's. Great job, Dev. Saw a couple of clips from you. I tried to do a quick clip. I don't know if it has like the right segment, but yeah, good job on those doubles. So yeah, give credit to Simplified Purple. Prevalent. They heck of a team there.